Okay, welcome back to another workout YouTube video. Today, again, we're going to do another speed and plyometric session. So this is the fourth one in 2 weeks, so we're trying to get 2 a week. This one is going to be more focused on top end kind of speed. So we're going to be doing 30-meter sprints, and then we're going to do 10-meter flying sprints. We're also going to do a little bit of plyometrics with this too. We're going to do a little hop series as we normally do, a little bit of medium hops again, still working on that rhythm, coordination. It's only the second week, so still need to bridge that gap between the low intense and high intense plyos. Then we're going to go into just like a couple sets of high intense plyometrics. Because like sprinting is like a high intense plyometric, we don't want to do too much jumps in this session, because we kind of do jumps or plyometrics 4 times a week right now, so we don't want to be doing too much of it. We're just going to do triple hops for distance, so which we jump in as far as we can on one leg. We'll do that, but we'll probably only do like 2 or 3 sets of it. Then we'll get right into the sprints, because as I said, sprints are basically plyometrics, and they're probably the best plyometrics to do, so I want to spend more time doing them rather than the other plyos. Yeah, so today is more top end speed, 30-meter sprints and 10-meter flying sprints. Obviously for footballers or even any kind of athlete, it's really important to be working on your top end speed. Not just for like to be faster, also for injury prevention. Well, not injury prevention, but to reduce the chances of getting injured, especially in hamstring. Because when you get hamstring injuries, it's normally in that swing phase of when you're sprinting. And you need your hamstrings to be able to deal with that high velocities. And the only way for the hamstrings to be able to deal with that high velocities is from sprinting. You can do all the Nordics, RDLs, all the hamstring exercise in the gym that you want, but your hamstrings are never going to be prepared for that high top end speed work unless you're actually doing it in training. So that's why it's very important to do top end speed work, longer sprints where you're actually hitting your top speed. Even if you're not an athlete, it's still important to do this kind of thing. Yeah, we're also not feeling 100% today. We didn't sleep very well last night, but doesn't matter. We still want to get going with this workout, still smash it out. So we're just gonna get right into it. We're gonna start off with the hop series, and then I'll take you through the whole thing, then we'll get onto our sprints. Those kind of hops they're so basic, so simple to do, but I think they're easy to do in the warm-up, so I quite like doing them. They get their ankles nice and warm and working that little bit of elasticity as well. If you want today, I actually feel a little bit more elasticy, which is not normal for me. Normally I don't feel that like fast, that sharp, that elasticy, but today that feels quite good. Maybe it's because I've been doing it quite a lot, so yeah, it's quite good. So now we're going to go into our medium hops. We're just going to do 1 set of 10 of these and go into our triple hops. Okay, onto triple hops now. We're just going to jump as far as we can on one leg 3 times. Then we're going to do that probably for 2 reps each leg. Tell by a mile, my left leg is way stronger or more powerful than my right leg. I was getting way more distance with my left. It's always been like that for some reason. I am stronger on my left foot, like when I play football I'm left footed, so maybe that's the reason why, but yeah. Okay, now we're going to go into our sprints. We're going to do 30-meter sprints to start with. We're going to see how we feel. We'll do between 4 and 6 of them, and then we're going to go on to our flying 10s, probably do like 2 to 4 of them. We'll just see how we get on. When I'm doing sprint sessions, I just want to see how well I'm doing after each sprint. So if each sprint is getting slower and they're feeling slower and they're crap, I'll probably stop the session a little bit earlier. But if they all feel good and I'm flying, I'm getting faster each one, then I'll probably keep the session going and do the ones like the more reps I want to do, because once that velocity comes off, that you end up being quite slow, you just actually no point doing the session, because the whole point of these kind of sessions, well, speed session, is to be fast. So if you're not actually being fast while doing them, and your velocity is dropping off and your sprint times are getting worse, and it ends up being a conditioning session, that's not what I want. So we're going to try, see how we feel. If the sprint times are going down, we'll keep going. Yeah, the aim is to do between 4 and 6 for the 30s, and then 2 to 4 for the flying 10s. timing gates for some reason weren't working there, so the first two I've just done haven't been able to be timed, but that's fine. Let's go into it now. I've got it working now, so for the next 3 or 4 it'll be working. Yeah, so because these are 30-meter sprints, obviously to make it a good speed session I need to rest 45 seconds to a minute in between every 10 meters sprinted, so I'm resting at least 2 minutes, at least 2.5 minutes between each sprint, ideally over 3 to be honest, to really replenish the muscles and to make sure that the sprints are actually as fast as I can go, because obviously, as I said before, if you're working on speed, you need to be doing it fast, so you need to know, you need to have that rest, the muscles can regenerate, and so you can sprint again as fast as you can. Or it just becomes a pointless kind of exercise and just becomes a little bit conditioning, which I can do at the end. You don't need to do it during an actual speed session. You want this to be as fast as you can for each sprint. Okay, that one's actually quite fast. That was faster than my last one, so I'm quite happy with that one. But what I want to talk about is like sprint drills. Like, it's not something I ever do with my clients or with myself to get faster. But I think they do have their place, like acceleration kind of drills. I think it does help getting you in the right positions, the right angles for like working on that acceleration, like the wall drills where you're like kicking your knee up. I think they can be useful, but for me, because I'm not an actual sprinter, I play like team sports and that, all I'm trying to do is just get fast and just like, I don't really think I need to work on that kind of stuff because I'm not accelerating out of like one position. Like if you're a sprinter, you're always going to be accelerating out of like one position to get that. Yeah, but like in team sports, you're coming out of so many different kind of positions that I don't know if they have the same crossover to team kind of sports. So that's why I don't really do them. And when you do like the A drills, where you're like standing upright and you lift up your knees, you never do that in sprinting. Whenever you're doing top end speed, you're never gonna have your knees like above your hips. And those like A skips, it's like the whole thing of it is to get your back nice and straight, get those knees up above your hips, in a cyclic motion, which maybe works because like it's like cyclic and it's like rhythm, but your knees are never going to be that high when you're sprinting. I've never seen anyone do that when they've been sprinting with a top end speed. And if you think about when you focus on that while you're sprinting, you're just going to be slower. So especially for team sports, as I said, I don't think you need to work on sprint technique kind of drills. I think as long as you just sprint, you're going to get faster. Because as I said, you're going to be coming out of different positions. Not every sprint is going to be the same. You're going to be doing linear, you're going to be doing change of direction drills, you're going to be doing like curved sprints. Yeah, so it's really impossible to train that. So there's no need to be doing these random kind of sprint drills to get you faster. I think they do have a place if you're a sprinter, maybe it can help, but I think if you're a team sport athlete, don't worry about these sprint drills. Just sprint at least 2 to 3 times a week, then you'll probably be getting faster. And do it out of getting, when doing them, starting like different kind of positions that you think you'd be in the sport, like maybe when you're on the ground, when you're half kneeling, even when you're like in a press-up position. Do that, because that's the position you'll be coming out of when you're in sport. So yeah, I don't think you need to do it with your team sport athlete, but if you're a sprinter, it probably does have its place for you. But yeah, we're going to do 2 more sprints. Okay, now we're going to do some flying 10s. They're kind of pointless, like don't need to do them. We could have just kept going with the 30-meter ones, but I just want to be able to see what my time is for these 10-meter flying 10s, so I can like improve it in the future, just so I know how fast I am at top end speed for 10 meters. But yeah, because you're doing the 30-meter sprint, you're already getting that top end speed for that 10 meters, but the only reason I want to do it is because I want to time it from that 10 meters. So yeah, let's see how we get on. Okay, cool, that's another speed session finished with. Really good one today again, more top end speed kind of work, which felt good. Definitely feel the difference in my hamstrings from doing the top end speed work to the just acceleration work with the 10-20 meter sprints. I don't know if it's just me, if it's just a feeling, but definitely feel a little bit more activated while I'm doing this, because at the end of the sprint, I just felt it a little bit more. Not in a bad way, but it just felt like they were working, which is exactly what I want. So it felt good. plyometrics, because we didn't do too much plyometrics, just with the triple hops. Don't want to do too much volume with them, especially on these kind of days, because obviously with sprints, that already is a plyometric exercise, so, and it's probably the most high intense kind of one, so didn't want to do too much of that, especially when you're doing triple hops. They are really high, like demanding on the body, because like when you're jumping, you're putting a lot of force through your legs, especially at the calf kind of area. And your legs can hold up to like 5 to 7 times your body weight when you're doing that exercise. So didn't want to do too much of them, but even the distance was quite good for them, which I'm surprised about, because I haven't done them for a really long time. But yeah, it was good. So on these kind of days, obviously the sprints are the main focus, so I didn't want to do too much plyos for that reason, and the sprints were really good, so I'm happy with that. That's the first like proper top end speed workout I've done, so yeah, good session all in all. Again, as always, thank you for watching. If you've got any comments or questions about anything, just put it in the comment section, or you can send me a DM on Instagram at rawstillperformance. But yeah, thank you and see you next time.